In this video, we're going to cover the QuickBooks Bridge setup, how to set up the account, and how to edit the account transaction in QuickBooks so it goes to the correct GL. In my Quantum, I'm going to navigate to the General Ledger, select the General Ledger dropdown, and select QuickBooks. My QuickBooks screen will open. To make changes to where my transactions are going in QuickBooks, I will select Edit Settings on the bottom of the screen. Once I click on Edit Settings, I will now press on the ellipses to make a connection to my QuickBooks account. Be aware this process sometimes takes 40 to 45 seconds to connect. And once I've selected my ellipses, these are my QuickBooks account. If I want to change my sales income account, I can now change it by selecting an account from this other screen. Be aware it does need to be an income account. It cannot be accounts receivable account. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find an income account. Okay, I have found sales of product income. And as we can see, it's an income account. And I'm going to double click on this income account. And now it has changed. My sales income will now go into my sales of product income account in QuickBooks. I can repeat the same exact process for purchase expense. Again, be aware it needs to be an expense account. It can't go just to accounts payable. All right, I will find an expense account I can use here. Sometimes customers choose inventory as the expense account. However, you can choose any expense account you want to use for your business. And same process, you double click, and then that's where all transactions from purchase orders and repair orders will bridge over into QuickBooks. Cost of goods can go directly to cost of goods. Work order labor, this is only if you have the work order module. Same thing as work order fixed overhead if you have the work order module. Inventory. So inventory, I'm going to press on the ellipses. And usually QuickBooks already has an inventory account as assets. And here is my inventory asset account. I am going to double click. And now my inventory is my inventoried asset account. Same process for WIP. WIP is only applicable if you have the work order module. Inventory adjustments. So inventory adjustment can also be inventory asset. And what this will do is that it will create a credit if a part is lost or missing. And that credit can also be bridged over to QuickBooks. Work order miscellaneous charge. This is only applicable if you have the work order module. And work order variable overhead, again, only applicable if you have the work order module. The next thing that I want to set up are the term codes. The term codes that appear on my left are the term codes that exist in Quantum. I want to match these term codes to my QuickBooks term codes since I will be managing all my financial transactions in QuickBooks. So net 30, I'm going to select this line right here where it says net 30 and double click. And now a drop down appears. And now I'm going to select the net 30 to match the net 30 in my QuickBooks. As you can see here, the title of this column is QuickBooks name. Net 60, I will double click and select net 60. And any other term that you might have in Quantum, you can match it to match your QuickBooks name. I will now press OK, and now my changes are saved. In this second part of the QuickBooks Bridge setup, we will specify how to change the default account that we had just set up. We can change the default account for a specific part number, a charge, or a customer or vendor. The default account we set up for all sales income will go to the sales of product income account. All purchase expenses will go to general business expenses. But we can change the specific default for a product, a part, customer, or vendor. I will navigate to my QuickBooks, and inside of QuickBooks, I will go to this service called Hours, select Edit, once the information comes up, I can see that Hours is going into the income account called Services. I can change it inside of QuickBooks and say that this is cost of goods sold. And what this will do, it will change what's called the QuickBooks ID. From this point forward, every time that I bridge something called Hours from Quantum to QuickBooks, instead of going to that other account, it will now go into cost of goods sold until I change it the next time. I press save to save my settings. And this is how we can modify specific charges, customers, or vendors instead of using the standard default accounts we had set up here.